People are asking me a lot, what course of yours should I start with? I'm going to make this very simple. You should start with the Flawless Ear Training course. The Flawless Ear Training course is kind of the roadmap for everything else that I do. It is the foundation for any other skill you're going to develop. You need to develop that relative pitch skill. You want to just start working on it casually. You don't want to get frustrated. You just want to go day by day and be happy with small improvements that you see each week. If you're seeing subtle improvements every week, you have to think of it this way. What will happen if you keep seeing those subtle improvements over a couple weeks, a month, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years? You're going to be in a much better position. You're going to have a much better ear. But you just have to start training. You can't think about it. You just get in there and you have consistency. Consistency is what's going to provide the results that you want. And my logic here is that if you start with a Flawless Ear Training course, then you will start to naturally figure out what you need from there. Whether you want to go straight into my counterpoint course, you want to take my audiation course, or you want to take form and analysis. But the real sequence, if I'm being 100% honest here, is you take the Flawless Ear Training course, and for a lot of you, hopefully that's enough. Hopefully that solves your needs. But for those of you that need to go a little deeper with your ear training, you want to develop a little bit of tone awareness, which is the ability to recognize whether or not you're hearing a C versus an E flat. You may not necessarily be able to identify them out of the air, like that's a C, that's an E flat, but you're going to start to hear those subtle differences between tones, and over time, you'll get better and better at it. That would be the Composing Hour Inner Ear Training course, but don't even worry about that right now. You want to start with the Flawless Ear Training course, see if that works for you. It is very affordable. It's like $20 per unit, and you can just start training your ear. Now, the other question that people often ask is, do I do video or audio? So generally, if you just want to save time, you just want the exercises, you don't need to understand any of the mechanisms behind it, just go for the audio course. If you like when I ramble at you, when I talk to you about ear training principles, when I give you more context about why you're doing these exercises, then the video course can supplement that. Because I tend to ramble more in the video course. I tend to provide more explanation. I even tend to guide you a little bit more. With the audio, you just come in, you do the drills, you're done. And I do this on purpose. We start out where the drills are only 15 to 20 minutes per day, and throughout the entire course, that is max. You never spend more than 20 minutes per day with the audio version. The video version, though, can go anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes, and some are even longer. And so the video version is something that can be useful when combined with the audio, but if you only picked one, I'd just go with the audio. So that's really what I wanted to talk about today. I just want to let you know that if you're looking for a very particular course that develops your ear, start with the Flawless. You can look at the other offerings I have, but I talked about this in one of my live streams. My other courses, you'll see audiation, counterpoint, things of that nature. Those are really academic. They require you to download worksheets. They require you to do a lot of outside studying. They are intensive. They can take 10 to 14 hours a week to really get into them. And then they're college level courses. So the idea is that whatever you learn from the course is the starting point. You continue to research further. You dig deeper into each topic. I'm giving you a roadmap, and I'm giving you the information you need to be able to complete particular assignments and develop certain skills. But the real education comes from teaching yourself by going outside of what is available just in the course. And the courses are intense. I mean, the counterpoint course is, I think, 16 hours long. The form analysis course, I don't even want to know how long that is, because we've been going at it for a year now. It's almost finished, and by the time you get to the end, it will be finished. But these are more academic courses. These are courses that are not intended to start with. You're better off to just get in there, start developing your ear, see where you can go with 20 minutes a day. If after a week of doing the audio version of the Flawless course or the video, you're not seeing the progress you want, then you can go ahead and do more days. You can kind of tailor it based on your progress. If you're seeing results at just 1 day a week, keep doing 1 day a week. When the results drop off, up it to 2. And if you're seeing results at 6 days a week, try 5. See if you can get away with taking 1 day off. You've got to experiment because everybody's different and everybody's going to need a different level of training. So it's really important that you figure out what works for you, and it's also important for you to adjust based on how things progress. So if you're finding you need more training, that's where the audio course comes in handy, because you could practice that up to 3 times a day. They're 20 minutes long. I never recommend you practice more than 45 minutes to an hour of ear training a day. So if you needed to, you could listen to those files 3 times a day. But the key with all those, and I talk about this in the course, is never do more than 1 lesson per day. There is kind of a flawless ear training challenge you can complete at the end of a unit, where you go through and you binge watch every lesson. I only recommend doing that with the audio version, because if you do it with the video version, you're going to be sitting there for 16 hours, 18 hours. It's a pretty long course. I think it's actually closer to 19 hours. The audio version is more like 6 hours. It's condensed, and those exercises are meant to be repeated if you need to. So let me know if you have any questions, but yeah, the way to go about this, don't get confused. Don't have that decision fatigue. Just go with Flawless, take it for a while, and from there you'll be able to figure out the next steps.